Clinton actually picked up on the change thing this summer when her Ready to Lead campaign turned into Ready for Change, Ready to Lead. But Iowa voters overwhelmingly saw Barack Obama as the agent of change. Now, with her loss in Iowa and discouraging polls in New Hampshire, Clinton is going after him.
And when you give a speech and say you will not vote to fund the war in Iraq, and then you vote for $300 billion of funding, that is not change.
She's no underdog, but overnight the roller coaster went down. Hillary Clinton went from frontrunner to injured candidate. Now, the good news for Clinton at this point is if she can pull out New Hampshire, she'll be even stronger than she was before Iowa. Wolf?
Candy Crowley out in New Hampshire for us. Thanks very much. And only moments ago, our John Roberts spoke with Hillary Clinton. He's standing by live. We're going to go to him momentarily. He's going to share that interview with Hillary Clinton. She reacts to that emotional moment we've all seen now. That's coming up shortly. After Hillary Clinton fought back tears just a little while ago, she spoke with our own John Roberts. You're going to hear how she explained her emotional moment. That's coming up next. And ratcheting up tensions between the U.S. and Iran. Some Iranian boats are said to have harassed and provoked 3 U.S. Navy warships in the Persian Gulf. Officials say those ships manned their guns and were, repeat, were, ready to fire. Stay with us. You're in The Situation. It's been a tough day for Hillary Clinton. She's out on the campaign trail. She's on the verge of this critical test in New Hampshire. She showed some real emotion out there. It was emotion of the moment on the campaign trail today. Just a little while ago, she spoke with CNN's John Roberts, the co-anchor of CNN's American Morning. John is joining us now from Manchester in New Hampshire. All right, John, how did that conversation with the senator go?
Well, it went well, Wolf. We spent about 8 or 10 minutes together. She seemed to be in a fairly good mood, though there's no question that her campaign is a little bit concerned about the position that they're in, according to the latest polls. She was the front runner. She was the person to beat here in New Hampshire, and suddenly she finds herself in the second position. She's been doing some hard campaigning, a lot of aggressive comparing and contrasting with her chief rival, Barack Obama. And this morning, you were talking about just a little while ago, a few minutes ago, that incident in Portsmouth where she was meeting with a number of people who were asking her some questions, and she got a little bit emotional about it. In the interview that's going to air tomorrow morning on CNN's American Morning, I had the opportunity to ask her about that. In Portsmouth, New Hampshire, at an event on Monday, you teared up a little bit when you were asked about the rigors of the road. We have some videotape of that we can show. I know what some people have said to you. Was this an Edmund Muskie moment? I don't want to ask you that. Was it fatigue? Was it the nature of the question? What was it?
You know,
we don't normally see that display of emotion.
Well, you know, I actually have emotions. I know that there are some people who doubt that, but I really am so touched by what I hear from people. It's usually about their problems. It's usually a mother who throws her arms around me and says, thank you for the Children's Health Insurance Program, or a man who drove all the way here from New York to tell people that I'd saved jobs in New York. I mean, that's really moving to me, because that's how I judge the job I'm doing. And so when this woman, this really kind woman, said to me, well, how are you doing? It was so touching to me, because I am so other-oriented. You know, I'm not good about talking about myself. I don't get up and, think about, how I'm going to present myself. I think about, okay, what am I going to do today to actually make a difference in somebody's life? And I think there's been, a lot of misunderstanding, perhaps, because, I am reserved. I am somebody who says, let's have a little bit of distance here, because I want to be judged by my work. I want to be judged by what I've done for people. So it was, I get very passionate about my country and about what I want to do. And, to have this woman who is a supporter, apparently, as she said later, say, well, but I want you to, be able to go the distance. I want you to be okay. It was very touching to me.
Not unusual for a presidential candidate or a president to tear up. Your husband did it on occasion.
Oh, a lot of the time. George W. Bush has.
This President Bush has done it. Ronald Reagan used to do it.
Right. Yeah. Well, but part of it, John, is that as hard as this work is, it is such a privilege. I don't take anybody for granted. I'm not entitled to anything. I feel like I've been given the greatest gift to be able to travel around our country, meet with people, understand what's going on in their lives, try to help wherever I can, think about changing laws to help more. And that's what keeps me going. It's so moving. Our country is so good. And we just need a president again who's going to lift our sights and give us our pride back, and we can start making progress again.
Obviously been a long road for the senator from New York. A little show of emotion this morning. Often when sleep deprivation sets in, the emotions tend to be a little bit exaggerated. Perhaps that played into it as well. And Wolf, she also shot down any idea that she would drop out after New Hampshire if she finishes second to Barack Obama. She obviously has the money in the organization to go a long way. We talked about a whole lot of other issues as well. I asked her the George Bush question. What would be the principles that she would stand on in good times and bad? What would be the underpinnings of her administration? She has a very good answer about that.